I worked with 5 different brands at 5 drastically different price points to help them set up their own sportswear online apparel business. And here is the different strategy that I used at each price points. The first being $0. Second is going to be $500. The third is going to be $2,500. The fourth is going to be $10,000. And the last is going to be $50,000. Without further ado, we'll get right into it. How do you start with a $0 budget? My typical recommendation is to go for a print-on-demand service as opposed to some form of drop shipping. When you go to print-on-demand services, you have services like Redbubble, you have services that are extremely well known that have been offering this sort of print-on-demand service for the last 20 plus years. You have to understand that when you're starting off with a print-on-demand service, here you are simply trying to test the market to see if there is a reception to your form of brand or your type of niche. The challenge here is going to be how to pick the right products and also how to pick the right designs. But the cons are many in the sense of you lose the end-to-end customer interaction because you are going to have to deal directly, or your customer is going to have to deal directly with the platform that you're dealing with. If it's Redbubble, you're setting up a product page on Redbubble and you're limited to the products that Redbubble has on offer. If there's a specific garment that you want that Redbubble doesn't have access to, then you're out of luck here. Dropshipping is a lot more complex to set up and there's a lot more risk if you think about it in terms of the final delivery of the product, because you're typically having to deal with products or third-party suppliers that may not have a tested and tried and true printing or track record. There's also another major drawback here is that you do not control the customer experience. They're ordering directly from Redbubble. The packaging is a Redbubble packaging. It's being shipped from Redbubble directly. This may help you in the sense of the fact that you don't have to deal with logistics yourself, but you also lose that end-to-end consumer experience and you are at the mercy of the platform that you're dealing with. Number 2 is how do you start off a brand with $500 of budget? Here, we're essentially going to buy blanks and we're going to screen print or heat transfer on those blanks with a local screen print or a heat transfer supplier. So if you're in the US, if you're in Europe, there's a variety of different great quality blank suppliers that offer you everything from 100% cotton t-shirts to high quality sportswear leggings to sports bras that you can then source or you can buy in small batches and then you could take to a local screen printer or heat transfer supplier and get them printed on directly. The major advantage here is that again, it's a minimum investment upfront. You may only end up purchasing 5 or 10 pieces in any one go. You go pick them up or you have them shipped to you and then you get them printed yourself. Another major pro is that you have some more control over the end-to-end consumer experience because you're actually purchasing the products yourself and you're stocking them yourself. You get to deliver them to the customer. You can add your own tags, your own labels, you can put them in your own packaging. You may have to do them in batches of 20 or 30. So you may need to be a little bit more focused with how you approach or how you create your screens or how you create your different designs. One thing to bear in mind is that you have a wider selection of blanks that you can print on. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of DTG printing. Yes, it allows you to access a sort of high quality or a good quality of print, but the type of printing that DTG offers typically wears out over time. Whereas with a heat transfer or a screen print, it may be a lot more suitable for durability and longevity with your consumer. Number 3 is $2,500. So here we're going to start to get into white label service. In manufacturing, there's such a thing as an OEM product. An OEM product is a typical, fully bespoke, customized product that you create from scratch with a manufacturer. That's the holy grail. But if you want to get halfway there, you go for an ODM product. A lot of the manufacturers that you see on Alibaba, that you see on 1886, these are manufacturers that have a wide and varied list of on-demand products that they can offer you. The major plus here is now you are starting to go into more specialized products. You now have access to a wider variety of fabrics, a wider variety of styles, but the drawbacks here are even though you have a lower minimum order quantity, you are much more limited in terms of the color schemes that you can select. You can only select from pre-approved color schemes. You cannot alter at all the design. You cannot fix the fit. You cannot fix the shape. My best recommendation here is 2 things. Vet the supplier, make sure that they are a quality supplier. You may need to reach out to a wide variety of different suppliers because the ones that offer you ODM services can be quite shady. They can sometimes showcase to you the best products in the world. They show you, the brands that you want to hear of. And when it comes to the actual execution, they are trash because they're just using other people's images. So you want to find references, you want to make sure that this is a reputable supplier, you want to look at their reviews, maybe you want to check their socials. Also, make sure that you're dealing with the supplier directly, not a middleman. When you go on Alibaba, it can be quite difficult to get to the supplier directly. One of the major drawbacks in this case is the fact that you're going to be paying more per unit, so you're going to have a lower profit margin, and at the same time, you're going to be more limited in what's available to you. And then lastly, you're going to need to pick and choose your products correctly. So if you're a yoga brand, my recommendation is to select the best sellers. Select the products that you know for a fact are going to do the best, that are going to allow your customers the ability to mix and match. So if you're going for a bra or a yoga brand, don't just pick 3 bras. Maybe you pick a bra, maybe you pick a tank top, and maybe you pick a legging. You pick complementary products that customers are more likely to purchase in a batch. This is essential when starting off because number one, you want to populate your website with more products. This is going to give your company a more legitimate appeal, and you're going to want to entertain and encourage your customers to purchase more than one product. Number 4, $10,000 to start your own brand. Here we go into what I consider to be the MVP bespoke brand. So here you're creating your own designs, you're doing your own sampling, you're doing your own tech pack, and you're creating something that isn't and doesn't exist in the market before. With $10,000, you can pretty much create what I consider to be 3 to 4 unique styles completely, with an average cost per style of between $2,500 and $4,000. This means that you need to conduct your market research beforehand very thoroughly to understand what are the products that are needed for me. So if you've done your market research correctly and you've determined a niche in the market and you found that there's a gap that other brands are not delivering into, you now have the opportunity to swoop in there and to offer a product that doesn't exist, to carve out your own niche in the market. The major con here is that at $10,000, you're in this weird middle point where, yes, you can now create bespoke products, but you are quite limited in terms of how many products you have to select. You have to do a lot of time, or you have to do a lot of research in order to determine the products that are appropriate for your brand, the products that you don't need to have necessarily. So you need to be ruthless in cutting out the products that you don't need. Also, it's a higher investment, so there's more risk, but there's also more reward because you're going to get a better price per unit and you're going to be able to create better margins simply due to the fact that you have something that's unique that other people cannot duplicate. Last but not least is $50,000. This is a phenomenal spot to be in, especially as a startup brand. Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but with a lot of investment comes a lot of potential opportunity if you know what you're doing. Here, you can go completely bespoke. You can create approximately 10 to 12 completely unique styles. And when I say styles, I mean a specific design of a specific product of a specific colorway within the minimum order quantity. Sure, you can go for around 14 to 16 if you're able to bring down that minimum order quantity, which is a great access point for any startup brand. The major advantage here is that you can now completely curate your selection. You don't have to limit yourself to a specific set of small range of products. You don't have to be very ruthless with how you cut out external products. You can offer a wide range that allows you to increase the customer perception of your brand when they land on your website for the first time, because now they see that you have this fully fleshed out range that has something for everyone and that allows customers to purchase multiple products. If you look at a company like Apple, Apple doesn't just offer you the Apple Watch or the iPhone. Apple offers you everything that you need in order to create a closed end or a closed ecosystem. They want you to benefit from their products in all walks of your life in all different scenarios. My typical recommendation would be create a customer avatar, go through their demographics and their psychographics, look at their wardrobes, list out the top 20 pieces that they wear on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, look at how they rotate between those products, how they mix and match between those products, what are missing in their wardrobe, what problems do they have that can be solved that other brands are not willing to solve or haven't caught on to yet. And then come up with a very focused and curated selection of products and offer them in a variety of different colorways. Let me know in the comments below which type of company that you're currently able to make or what you have plans to make. Also, if you started off with this specific price point, let me know in the comments below what your experience has been maybe moving through these different price points and how your company has expanded over time. I've worked with so many brands where they've started off at the $10,000 price point. They've created their MVP. They have their 1 or 2 core products that have become flagships that they've used to scale into a wider variety of accessories, of products that supplement that initial range. I've had customers that started off with screen printed goods. There's so many different ways to approach it, and it just takes the understanding of what your tools are and what is available to you at any given moment, and then scale from there and understand that where you are today is not necessarily where you need to be or where you have the potential to be in 5 years, in 2 years, in 1 year. Take every step at a time and make sure that you're moving forward and you're always growing your business. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please consider smashing a massive thumbs up. It really does help us out. It keeps us motivated to keep pumping out this content for you. Also, if you have personal questions for me directly, maybe you are at a specific turning point or a key inflection point in your business and you want my opinion on how to scale between that $10,000 to the $50,000 range, or maybe $50,000 to $100,000 range, check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one personalized consultation calls every single week, and I do have limited slots. So if you are interested in booking a call with me directly where I can help you scale your business and go to the next level, maybe we can help you source manufacturers, we can help you set up your business the right way, we can help you manage your finances, we can help you manage your costs, your marketing. There's a variety of different topics we can speak about. Check the link in the description and I'll be more than happy to hop on that call with you ASAP. Guys, thank you so much from the very bottom of my heart for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.